Hey everyone, Adam here again with another SimHub tutorial. And this time I'm going to show you how you can improve your lap times by using some LEDs and SimHub. This video came out of a bit of a conversation in a Discord, and it led me to think back to something that I learned from my coaching session with VRS a few weeks ago, and something that I continually see in the telemetry data from VRS when I'm learning a new track for the week. Is that I continually apply too much brake pressure and I always get on the throttle too early. So it is causing me to lose a lot of speed through the corner. And I had this idea, well, what if I could use the LEDs on my wheel? And you can see here, the GSI, I've got 16 LEDs across the top, but this will work if you've got a digital display, a dash that has LEDs built into it, or just an LED strip across your sim rig that's controlled by an Arduino. However you've got this set up, there's a number of ways you can approach this, but what I did was I decided to use those LEDs to not show me RPMs because I don't look at the RPMs on the wheel. I look at the RPMs on the screen in iRacing. It's easier for my eyes to not have to look all the way down to the wheel, and I can see this out of my peripheral on the GSI, but it's just easier and quicker for me to do that. And again, that's a personal preference of mine. But because I can see the LEDs on my wheel in my peripheral at all times, I use them for flags, to alerts for car left or right, various things like that. And what I did was I used them for brake pressure and throttle pressure because when I'm switching from car to car, my leg doesn't know the difference between 50% brake pressure from one car to the next until I've done quite a few laps to get that muscle memory trained for that car. I only do about one race a day with about 30 minutes of practice time. So if I race GT3 today and GTE tomorrow, I'm going to be a little slow. It takes some time to adjust. But having this indicator of how much throttle and brake pressure I'm applying just in my peripheral has been a big help for me over the last couple of days that I have been trying this out. So I'm going to show you how to create this for yourself in SimHub. I will put a link to this profile in the description below. If you don't want to try to create it, you can download it, import it, and just use it for yourself. If you're using more than 16 LEDs like my GSI does, or if you're using less, you will need to tweak this profile a little bit to suit your personal needs. But if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll be happy to help you out. So enough rambling. Let's dive into SimHub. Right now, I've got the GSI LED profile loaded. What we want to do is we want to go into Profile Manager, and we want to create a new profile. And we are going to call this one Training. And this is only going to work for iRacing for right now. And we don't need a description. I don't need to store brightness. Okay. So what we want to do is with our blank profile completely empty, we're going to add an effect. And you can scroll through the list of all of the available LED effects. My favorite ones are all right here for the status LEDs. iRacing doesn't support ABS traction control, unfortunately. But spotter, car left, and right are two that I absolutely love to have in my peripheral because I don't always hear the spotter in my ear. And I don't always look over at my mirrors to see that there's a car left or right. I'm focused down track, but I can see that left and right LED. But for this purpose, what we want is a custom formula gradient. We're going to click Add. Let's open up the drop down here. Now I've got 16 LEDs, but I want to keep the 3 outer LEDs on each side for my spotter, car left and right. So our start position for this is going to be 4, and it's going to work for 10 LEDs. Now the first one is going to be our throttle position. So because this is a gradient, we want the start and end to be green. We can have it be whatever we want, but it's going to apply green to all 10 LEDs of this gradient. And the way it's going to work is 10% throttle will be 1 LED, 100% throttle will be all 10 LEDs lit up. And because we don't want any LEDs lit without any throttle pressure applied, we want to make sure we change our start value to at least 1%. Now we're going to click Edit. We're going to go to the computed value, and I've already got this on my notepad on my other monitor here, but this is what we want. We just want our throttle position. That's it. Pretty simple. And now you can see here, as I apply the throttle, our 10 LEDs will light up and we will be good to go. So there we go. We've got our throttle. But the key one here I wanted brake. So we're going to add another effect. We're going to scroll back down to our custom formula gradient. And again, we're going to start this on LED number 4 for 10 LEDs. And we want it red and red. Again, start value of at least 1% brake pressure applied. I'm going to go to my notepad so I can copy and paste this because it's faster. And now you can see that as soon as I begin to apply brake pressure, our LEDs light up. Now, the way SimHub works in regards to the LED menu, whatever is lowest on this hierarchy here on this screen will be top on the LED profile or on the LEDs themselves. So you can see that as I'm applying throttle and brake at the same time, the brake lights are lit and the throttle is not for these first few LEDs. That's just the way SimHub works. It takes a bit of getting used to, but it's there. And now if I wanted to add just a couple more effects real quick for the purposes of this, I want to do spotter car on my left. And car left is going to start on LED 1, and it's going to be for 3. And I want it to be bright yellow. We want it to be blinking, and we're just going to leave the rest of these by default. And we're going to add one more effect for spotter car right. Now, car right is going to start on LED number 11, and it will work for 3 LEDs. So now we'll have all 16 LEDs assigned to something. We're going to have that blink yellow. Now, because I'm at the centripetal circuit, there's obviously no other cars on the track with me because this is just a solo practice session. We're not going to see those light up. But again, this will be available for you to download. Let me know if you have any questions on this. Please let me know if this works for you and helps you get faster. It's been working for me, and I hope it works for you. If it does, please give the video a thumbs up so that more people can find it. And yeah. So, if you got any questions, comments, let me know down below there. I do my best to read all the comments and reply as timely as possible. So, yeah, thanks.